One of the investors I interviewed in Property Success with Margaret Lomas had an awful tale to tell about being swindled by a property expert. These guys were true pros. Setting up as a husband and wife team, there aren't too many con women about, so the female angle was a great one. They visited him at home and convinced him how important he was to them. They told him they had done really well for themselves and wanted to share their experiences with the motivated young man like him. In fact, all they wanted to do was help him out of the goodness of their hearts, with no charge. Pretty soon they had him stitched up in a 2-bedroom unit in far north Queensland, for which he paid $280,000. It was only a few weeks after settlement that the first shock was delivered, finding out that not only did the on-site caretaker have an irreversible 20-year contract to manage the building, which they did very badly, but that the company behind that contract was one owned by the lovely couple selling him the property. It was then just months later, after this manager ran the entire complex into the ground through neglect, poor management and pilfering of the common funds, that they had the property valued by a registered valuer to find out that it had a current value of around $90,000. It's a familiar story, and we'll be hearing so many more of them as unqualified opportunists springboard off investor confidence and put together schemes and scams, with the only upside being to the schemer. It's easy to think that you may be too smart to be caught up in such a scam, but trust me, it happens. The schemes will number in their dozens, but amongst the more common will be investment seminars which purport to be providing investor education only to offer a purchase of an actual property at the end. Property investment advisors who claim to be assisting you to put together a portfolio of properties who just happen to have the perfect property for you. Free investment advice, including free personal investment reports, which involve you buying property off the report provider. Any kind of tax scheme, loan scheme, or special structure for setting up property which seems unusual or out of the norm. In these cases, they're often marketed as having a tax ruling on them, but be careful. Often this may be someone else's personal ruling. The only true protection method is to never buy property from the person giving you the investing advice. Take advice from one person and buy the property from a completely unrelated party. Don't allow your advisor to provide any kind of referral, as they're bound to be in some kind of arrangement with the seller, even if it's not actual cash changing hands. And most importantly of all, get educated before you start so that you can smell a rat at 50 paces.